Coming at you live from Skeleton City. Today's video is a continuation on yesterday's drama, so if you guys haven't seen that video yet, go check that out first to get up to speed. This is laughable. So you take the sugar diet, rename it skeleton diet, make up t-shirts, hats, etc., but you're enterprising. She puts out a book and she is practicing grift? Diabolical work, sir. I considered you a stand-up guy, but this definitely undermines that. Then low-key claiming you don't believe her results is nasty work. Extremely disappointing. So this is a comment from a person who, they're not a troll. And I want to say that, like, just because someone criticizes me or gives constructive criticism or any criticism, that doesn't automatically make them a troll. I don't think anybody that disagrees with me is like automatic troll. But I looked at this person's comments and they're not a troll at all. They've actually left a bunch of nice comments and they've asked me a ton of questions in the past and I always respond and try and give them the best advice I can give. I think this person is really into dry fasting. Like their YouTube profile pic is life in the dry fast lane. And I think this person tried to tell me to dry fast my collarbone when I broke my collarbone. I think they said that if I dry fast, the bones will just like come together because I needed surgery. And obviously I got surgery because it was such a bad break or whatever. But I think they wanted me to dry fast my bones together. So I don't know if they're like mad at me because I didn't dry fast my bones. But yeah, if they were just like a constant troll, I probably wouldn't even do this video. But I'm doing it for them because they are legitimate, a supporter of the channel. So first off, I didn't say that lady didn't do the sugar diet to get her results. What I'm saying is that if she's so blatantly plagiarizing and just being a con artist, let's be real, like of all the comments I got on yesterday's video, you are the only one that has an issue. Everybody else was in agreement, and maybe there were some people that disagreed with me, but they just didn't share that opinion on the comment section. But we all, basically, the general consensus agrees that this lady's a grifter. She's kind of a con artist, and she totally lifted the skeleton pyramid and the whole idea from us. What I was trying to say is if she's so willing to do that, how do we really know that that's how she lost her 10 pounds in 30 days or whatever it was? It's bad for the whole movement, which like the sugar diet movement, if that's what we're gonna call it, it's pretty much dead. So whatever. But the point is, like, people really aren't gonna believe it now. Like, you didn't just eat sugar for 30 days to lose that. If they find out that she's so willing to just grab somebody else's information, it might be hard for people to believe her that that's how she actually lost the weight. So it's just not good for the movement in a whole. The second point that he's saying, I didn't rebrand the sugar diet to the skeleton diet. That's not what I did. We made the skeleton pyramid. And I guess at this point, since the sugar diet's dead, it was probably a good move to call it the skeleton pyramid and not call it the sugar pyramid, since that branding isn't even really a thing at this point. So I didn't rebrand anything from the sugar diet to skeleton diet. We just said the skeleton diet, skeleton pyramid. And you know what the skeleton pyramid is? It's just a retelling of what me and my wife, we've been together, we've known each other for almost 20 years now. It's just a retelling of how we got fat and then how we got skinny. It started out in tier 4, indulgence, unlimited calories, overeating, overindulging. That's where it started. That's where we got fat. And then we bumped it up tier 3, which I mentioned yesterday, Greg Doucette, medical medium. Tier 3 was basically a whole lot of fruits, vegetables, and popcorn, which popcorn's another thing we got from Greg. But we were eating a ton of popcorn in tier 3 and losing crazy amounts of weight. So tier 3 was the start of our weight loss journey. And then we said, what if we took out all protein and all fat? And that's when we went to tier 2. And then, like I mentioned yesterday, we found Cole Robinson, and that's tier 1, sugar diet, sugar fast. At the time, Cole was big on get rid of the starch. So I was like, hey, what if we just stopped eating rice and pasta and oatmeal and just went basically fruitarian? So that's a retelling of what we did to lose the weight. What this woman did is take our story basically, and try and make it her own and try and claim she wasn't ever in tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. I mean, okay, maybe she was. Maybe it's just one big coincidence and she had the same exact weight loss journey and story that we have. That's possible. And if she makes a video that she can prove that, I will delete this video. I'll retract everything I said. But come on, it's just too close. It's too similar. That is our story. The skeleton pyramid is me and my wife's story. And to see that just blatantly ripped off and lifted straight from our channel, and even word for word from my original skeleton pyramid video, she says the same things I'm saying. So I came up with a pyramid that, let's just call it the skeleton pyramid.
Now, I have created an ebook.
It's a 4-tier system.
Now, it has 4 tiers.
Okay, so at the top we have tier 1, which is fruit, juice, sugar, vegetables.
The first tier is all vegetables and fruit.
This tier is for the fastest weight loss possible.
And this is how you lose it fast.
Okay, so right below it, we have tier 2.
Tier 2
And this is tier 1 plus starch.
is when you can add in your starches.
So, rice, potatoes, pasta.
Your rice, maybe a little potato here and there and that sort of thing.
So below that, we have tier 3. So everything from tier 1 and tier 2, but also a little bit of fat and protein.
Tier 3, you can add in your fat and your protein.
This really is where you want to be year round.
It's the kind of plan that you can live on,
We'll call this the maintenance zone.
but you can always maintain.
Sometimes people want to have some fun.
And even if you eat too much,
You basically just have to reset, go back to the top of the pyramid, and spend more time in tier 1 and 2
all you got to do is jump back to tier 1
to sort of delete the indulgence that you've done.
and you'll be right back to where you started.
Like, come on, I don't think we need Judge Judy here to determine that this is plagiarism, okay? And in the end, I don't know how many ebooks she sold. If I had a gun to my head, I would say she's probably sold 10 to 30 ebooks. So at $3 a pop, we're talking $90. I'm not mad about $90. I don't want her $90, or maybe she's made more than that. I apologize. And if she does, good for you. I don't even want any of her money. Even if she sold that ebook for $100 and sold 1,000 copies, I wouldn't want a penny. If she would have said, hey, I saw this from this YouTube channel called Skeleton City, and I thought it was a great idea, so I made an ebook. I wouldn't care because she cited us. I wouldn't even care at all. But maybe that's not something you can understand because you've never created anything before. But when you see your creation just completely lifted from you and then pawned off as somebody else's idea, it feels slimy, it feels sleazy, it's not a great feeling, I guess is what I want to say. And like I said yesterday, it's my wife's idea, so even more, I'm standing up for her and her ideas, And to the whole t-shirt thing, which there's nothing wrong with making t-shirts, there's nothing wrong with making ebooks, there's nothing wrong with making money. It's what money makes the world go round. You just want everybody to work for free. There will be way more information and resources provided if people get paid for it. That's just how it works. Nobody does anything for free. But as far as the t-shirts go, there was a guy, his name's B-Rad. He's on the channel. He's my guy. He said, you should make a Live from Skeleton City t-shirt. And I thought that was a funny and pretty genius idea. So that's where the t-shirts were born. We made the Skeleton City t-shirts. And then from there, somebody said, is there a way I can donate to you? I think at the time we were putting up all the tier food lists and everything. We were putting it all up for free download on our website. And I think somebody said, hey, I want to donate to you to help the cause or whatever. So we put up the donation tab. And then somebody had said, would you consider doing coaching? I would love to be coached by you. So I figured I'm on here all day long writing everybody back. I'm basically doing coaching all day long, answering people's questions. If somebody wants to have a video consult with me or a voice chat or whatever, and they want to pick my brain, sure, I'll do that. So we put up the coaching tab. And I just want to say about the t-shirts, after reading your comment, I was actually curious. I asked my wife, how many t-shirts have we sold? So she counted them. We have sold 25 t-shirts so far. So 25 t-shirts we sold. How many digital downloads, free digital downloads of the tier list and the pyramid and the hunger meter? Thousands. We've had thousands of digital downloads, all for free, and we sold 25 shirts. So if you're going to say I'm just some enterpriser, grifter, whatever, I gave all the information away for free, and I had some options if people wanted to support. They didn't have to, but if people wanted to support by buying a t-shirt or doing a donation or whatever, then that was an option for them to do that. But has this little Miss Fay lady, has she given away any? No, what she did was she lifted our information and paywalled it behind a $2.99 ebook. That's what she did. She doesn't have any free resources or downloads or anything like that. Why? Because she's a grifter. That's the truth. She's a con artist grifter. That's what she is. And then on top of that, at the peak of the whole sugar diet craze, it's all died at this point. It's pretty much over. But at the peak of it, I would write comments back for hours a day. I would listen to Paul McCartney and Wings, and I would just sit on the computer and write constantly. Hours and hours a day. I was just answering people's questions like a madman. I did that all for free. I don't think Little Miss Fay has ever answered anybody's questions. I don't know, go on her comment section. It doesn't look like she responds to anybody. So to give her a pass when all I've done is basically give away all my information and all my PDFs and everything for free. I could have easily put those tier lists, I could have put that behind a 99-cent paywall and made, I don't know, whatever. I don't know how much money I could have made. Whatever. The point is they've been downloaded thousands of times. If I would have put it behind 99 cents, like I could have made some money, but that's just not the option I went for. Because at the time, the sugar diet was blowing up and it felt cool. It felt like a vibe. And it's funny, like I talk about it like at the time, that was like literally like 5 weeks ago. But that's crazy because that's how fast the internet goes. Like 1 second, things are so hot and the next second they just die like that. But at the time when sugar diet was really blowing up, I wanted to do my own contribution, and that was the pyramid and the tier lists and all that. And that was my way of like adding my own little piece to the sugar diet. And I didn't paywall any of that. I didn't charge for any of that. I just saw, you know, it's like Sweet Truckin' had his own little thing going. He was doing like his 30-day on sugar water. Like Mark Bell had his smelly protocol. Like everybody had their own little thing that they were adding to it. And me and my wife saw all that and we were like, oh, you know, the skeleton pyramid, that's kind of like a good little, you know, guideline for some people to follow. It was just to add to the whole community. And like I said, at the time, it felt cool, like we were a little community and we were all in this together. So that was the whole reasoning for even starting the skeleton pyramid. And again, there's nothing wrong with having an ebook or selling anything. That's just because you sell something doesn't make you a grifter. It's whenever you're selling things that you're stealing from other people or things that you've never even tried or things that are just like false information. That's what separates, you know, a normal person that wants to make money from a grifter. But I could easily make a Skeleton City ebook, you know, take all my information, throw it into ChatGPT. I could pump out an ebook today. Before this video even comes out, I could have a Skeleton City ebook, but that's never how, and there's nothing wrong with using ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT. It's a good tool. And pretty soon here, people who aren't using AI or ChatGPT are going to get left in the dust because that is going to be the future. As much as I hate AI, it's the future at this point. Disney's already using AI. Everybody's going to be using AI, but people have asked me to make an ebook, but I just don't want to pump out something that's not from the heart. You know what I mean? Like, when you guys read, if I ever do put out an ebook, I don't know if I ever will, but if I do, I want you guys to read it and know that it's coming from the Bone Lord himself, not, you know, a computer or AI that just took my information and reworded it, but in the end, you're just basically reading a robot author. And another thing we want to make is a skeleton cookbook. Like my wife really wants to make a skeleton cookbook. And again, I could easily go on ChatGPT and say, make me a skeleton cookbook of 45 low-fat recipes, you know, fit them in tiers 1, 2, and 3. Like, ChatGPT could do that right now for me, but is that something we've actually tried? I've never tried any of those recipes that ChatGPT just created. Would they taste good? I don't know, maybe. And that's why it took so long for us to even make that veggie stir-fry video, because my wife really, she wanted to perfect that. She wanted it to be, we're sort of perfectionists, and we take a lot of pride in our work, and we want things to be correct and we want things to be perfect and right, you know what I mean? Not just, you know, throw something up just so we can make a quick buck. So if we ever do make the skeleton cookbook and you guys get a copy, just know that those recipes were tried, tested, and true from my wife and me, and we actually, you know, tasted those, and that is what we eat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, there's nothing wrong with using AI and things like that, but just like pumping ebooks out like every week, you know, using AI, I don't know. Something about it just rubs me the wrong way. And then lastly, I went on her channel because I was like, oh, I wonder if anybody had said anything. And a bunch of you guys, I appreciate all the support. You're on there, you know, defending me. But this dry fast guy that's mad at me, he's on there like saying like, you know, defending her and being like, no, Skeleton City, like he didn't come up with anything or whatever. I don't know. He also said I deleted his comment, and I just want to put that out there. I've never deleted anyone's comment ever. I haven't deleted a single comment. Even people have said crazy things about me, like said I'm Chinese and have a small wiener, and I didn't even delete those comments. Like, I have not deleted any comments. I have no plan to ever delete any comments. I believe in freedom of speech, and if you want to say whatever you want, I don't care. Go ahead, say it. But if you found your comment deleted, know that it's probably because you were saying like offensive things and YouTube deleted, or like, because YouTube will flag or shadow ban certain comments. So if you did see your comment gone, just know wasn't me. Blame it on YouTube. So yeah, back again with another drama video. I'm having fun with it. We're having fun here. I don't know if you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. But yeah, let me know. Do you think I'm just another capitalist pig that, you know, tried to monetize the sugar diet? Or do you think I'm the standout, stellar guy that I try and pretend to be on here? So until next time, my friends, stay enterprising.